So we're getting ready to work on the next page, and we're going to need the Mary Mary that comes in the album. So make sure you have that out. Make sure you have it inked. And it looks like I might have missed the ink on this side, but I don't do a lot of ink, just a little bit, but yeah, I didn't do it on that side. So let me take care of that. I always check my stuff just in case I miss something. And with this dabber, it only takes a second. Okay, there we go. That makes me feel better. So we're gonna do the Mary Mary, and you have a 1/4 inch score, and that, when you do yours, you're gonna just glue along this edge, but I normally see them where it folds in like that. So that's how I'm gonna do mine. I don't want you guys to do that. It's just what we're used to, so when I did it, I wasn't really paying much attention. That's what we're gonna do first, is gonna round these corners, because this is one of the pieces that have to have the corners rounded. So let's see if I can fight with this darn thing again. That one's good. Oh, good. I'm like not sure what I'm doing wrong here. It's a darn corner rounder giving me a hard time. Okay. So that's going to go here. It's going to get glued down. I do want to do some lines on this because I think it's, you know, I like to do the circles around it. So let's do that before we glue it all down and it gets lumpy. So we're going to have our big template, and we're going to use number 4. And I'm going to do the word joy. Let's grab the thin end of the trimmer. Center it, do 1 circle, and then I'm going to do the run right below it. And then I want to do the 25th. Okay. This is really a statement one, so I'm going to go all out on it. I'm going to do the regular lines too. That's great. All right, let's do the dots. Let's hop around. Go ahead and do the circles too. And if you ever have a spot where you kind of messed up, you don't like how it looks, that's a good place to use the large dot. I always make sure if there's something I don't like how I did it, I cover it up by using the large end of the zig writer. Once you feel like you have enough of the small dots, go back with the large dot size. Perfect. I don't know why I love doing this so much, but I do. I like how it looks. I like how it adds interest, so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm gonna get the thin adhesive out, and I'm hoping that it's going to fit on here. It's going to be pretty tight. So I'm going to get that real thin 1/8 of an inch adhesive. You're going to do better because you have been shown how to do the 1/4 inch score the right way. So you would put the adhesive on your 1/4 inch on the inside. You're going to do it a little bit different. You're going to do it like the instructions show. But I just assumed it was this way. And now I'm going to stick with my score line. So that adhesive was a little bit big, but that's okay because I'm just rolling it over. And that's it. So now let's grab our Mary Mary. Now this is going to be pretty important that we get it centered the way that we want, up and down and all around kind of thing before we start pushing. And that actually looks pretty good. I like it. So I'm just going to roll with it. I like to use the end of this to like push things down. Works really well. And then voila, there we go. That is what we were looking for. Minus the little fuzzy hair from whatever cat was up here. All right, now we need our other pieces to go inside cover. So let's take a sip of coffee. So it's going to be, for me, the cardinal paper with the green dot. And then the red polka dot. This is 3.5 by 3.5. And then this is going to be, should be 3 by 3, and it is. So a 3 by 3 photo. Oh, I got something on that, but that's okay. Picture will cover it up. So for this one, we're gonna flip it open, and it's all gonna just get centered right in here. So I like to work with all the pieces individually first, the smaller ones, smallest to big if I can. And we're going to center that. We're going to keep the nice big chunky mat that Simple Story started with. Okay. Oh, that's going to make me crazy. I'm going to have to get the undo out eventually. And then once the pieces are all layered together, they're going to go in this green cover right here. And you do have some embellishments that's going to go at the bottom here. So let's just do it right above that one line. Okay, centered, but right here. I'm going to do a big circle here since it's kind of can be a surprise when you open it up. I love that. So the Mary Mary. And I know like I'm going to be on the M and the Y, but I don't care. That's no big deal. You still understand what you're reading. Sometimes it's more interesting when you do things like that instead of having it, you know, perfectly centered or circled. Doot, doot, doot. Love it. Love it or lump it. So that was circle number 8. I'm going to do circle number 3. I'm going to play with this one just because I have the space to do so. I'm going to try to kind of keep it pretty much hidden behind there though. I'm going to do some of the small ones. And these can be overlapping. That's no big deal. That's a messy one. I'm going to do it again, and then I'll just make sure I put a fat dot right there. All right, so let's go ahead and do our dotting. Now I'm doing the dots and random numbers too. 1 dot, 3 dot, 2 dot, 5 dot, 4 dot. Like I'm trying to really, you know, mix it up. But I do like a lot of times I always have like some sort of triangle pattern that I started. If I have a 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I go back and fill in. Triangle patterns make things look random. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, I'm gonna clean that up by giving it a good dot. Oh, this is so fun. Oops, I think I missed that little guy, so let me give him just a 1, 2, and he is finished also. All right. Oops. So then we have this. You open it up. Room to do. I went off a little bit, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't care. It still looks good. And I love when you open it up, that bit of a surprise. And it looks so 70s, 50s, 70s. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay, flipping it over and on to the next thing. So we're doing the back side here. Let's get our pieces out. So we need the black dot, and that black dot is going to be the 5 by 7 size, and that's gonna get centered, well, not exactly centered, but close. And then we need the photo, and I did a 4 by 6, so that's gonna go in there. And this is a pocket. So I did 2 3 by 4s, double-sided, so that they can stick out of the pocket here. And then this little tag will stick out too. And our number 7 will go on. Now, I ain't putting this number, I am not putting this number 7 on top of the photo. So knowing that already, that's how they have it, I'm going to adjust. I'm gonna probably pull this pocket over a little bit and make sure that that 7 is pretty much about right there, okay? So let's start with our pocket. Let's get that nice, thick, chunky adhesive, not chunky, but you know, it is 1/2 inch. And we're gonna do the top, the bottom, and the right-hand side. I'm gonna go right to the edge. Push, push, push. Okay, let's cut that. Let's cut the excess off because we got to peel. And then we're going to pick these off so that we can layer the second one right here. Oh, I hope I'm in screen. I'm sorry, I start working so close to myself. Okay, now that folded, I am not okay with that. So I'm gonna cut another little chunk and I'm gonna put it over top of that because it has to have adhesive edge to edge. It's just so important for these to stay in the best shape possible. There we go. And now we're going to do this right-hand side right here. Okay, that is great. Oops, there goes the scissors. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and glue this down. And like I said, I'm gonna put it centered, but I'm gonna hang heavy to this side. I'm gonna center it, you know, top and bottom. Ooh, I almost messed that up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure your adhesive is on the top, bottom, and the right-hand side, okay? And I'm going to hang it heavy so I can get that 7 on where I want it. Okay. All right. And then let's just give this a nice firm push down. Okay. So we've got our pocket. And we're going to put our picture on there. And I'm going to pop dot this photo. So I'm getting out the big guns. I'm going to get the foam strips. I had one open, but who knows where that went. Okay. And this you don't have to go right to the edge. Not with the foam dots. From there. Oh, it is some strong stuff, guys. Like, don't like mess around with this. If you put it in the wrong spot, it is there. And since it's such a big piece that I don't like to have these open, that big of an open space, because it can just collapse. So there we go. Okay, now we're going to center this on the black, and I'm going to get one shot with this, so make sure if you're using this adhesive, you're being super careful. All right, nice, nice, nice. Now these two double-sided photos, those are just going to slide right in there because I like to put pictures in the pockets. This we're going to make a tag out of, and it should get one of the smaller photos right here. And I don't think I have that ready, so I'm going to have to make that. So punch the hole, grab the twine, about 5 inches. Bigger is better with this just because it's hard to do. If you like to make cutesy little bows with the twine and stuff, have at it. Or, you know, I don't. So, I just like the looping of it. And it has that organic kind of feel to it. Perfect. Cut them. And then this is going to stick in there like that, but I want my photo on there. So let's get that little tiny one. And I had some made, and who knows where those have gone by now. So let's cut one. So it's going to be 2 by 2.5 to fit in there with a nice chunky mat. Okay, and what I mean by a nice chunky mat is just this whole thing. That's a mat in itself. So the white on white I'm good with. Okay, so then we're just gonna throw that in there, and we have our pocket. Now we need the number 7. I am gonna pop dot this guy too. Let me get out the thinner one. Oh, here is that. This is 3 different sizes. This stuff is great, and it's a good price, super sticky. So get yourself some of this stuff. This is from Multi-Craft, and I'm super impressed with it. I don't want to leave that void, but I didn't put it on there as good as I could have. There we go. I got an extra little piece. I'm gonna put it over there until I'm ready to do small stuff. All right. And here, now the number 7, do I want to do it? Yeah, I want to do it kind of low, like right about there. All right, now let's put that one up and moving right along. The next one is super simple because all it is this guy right here, the December. As long as you've got him inked, you're not doing anything to the back side, which makes me kind of sad. So I was wondering about putting a photo in there because I don't know, it's just so weird kind of looking. I think you could put a picture in there, just make sure it's the right size to do so, because I'm going to leave it alone at the moment, but I feel like it needs something else. So the next one that we're going to do is we need a page protector that is going to be the 2 3x4s and then the 6x4 at the bottom. And we're going to get out the Buffalo Plaid that has the December on it. We're going to use the Buffalo Plaid on this side. And we're going to use the Santa Make It Merry here. We're going to have a photo, and that's going to be put in the center. We're going to have the number 8 right there. And then we're going to make a pocket with these two. We're going to put these two together like that. And we're going to make a pocket out of this one for the tags to slide in and out of. I don't know if I really feel this is necessary, but it's what they did. So we're going to roll with it. And you know what I don't see, though, is my tag. Did I not grab it out? Oh, it's in another thing. That's why. Okay, good. So let's just continue with this. We're going to start by making the pocket. So we're going to do the two, we're going to do the bottom, and we're going to do the left and the right. I'm going to use the thin one for this. We don't want this very big because, you know, we got to make this tag fit in there. I think we have to trim the tag even to get it in there per the instructions. So right to the edge. Uh-oh. Let's cut that. So we're going to do the left, we're going to do the right, and then we're going to do the bottom. Okay, pull these off. Okay, so we're going to glue these two together. I'm going to set it down just so it's easier to handle. Perfect. And then that is the pocket for the tag. Make sure you always, like, you know, go in there and open it up a little. Just makes it easier to pull things in and out of. Let's grab our picture that's on top of the Buffalo Plaid. Now the size of this is going to be 5 by 3.5. So you're going to grab your 5 by 3.5. You're going to center it. And then we have the number 8, which goes right here. And this isn't a page protector, so I'm going to put it on the outside because I definitely do not want it to be, otherwise I should have put it heavy over here, but I don't want to have to fight with to get my pictures in there. But I like to put some things on top of the pop dots. So, all right, now this is a good place to start using these just because it's a round shape and there's no way that roll stuff is going to make it round. These are actually too big, but I don't care. I like to cut my Pop Dots down. There we go. Make sure if you're using different types of Pop Dots that they're all the same height, because that would be super weird and quite the tragedy if they weren't. Now, one of the other things is too, is like there is nothing on this for embellishments. If you don't want to mess with the 8 on here, you could actually put it there, but don't Pop Dot it. I'm gonna keep it where it says on the layout, just because I don't mind some things to be out there like that. So then that will be like this. These will go here, but let's do some fun stuff on this before we, put it away. Let's do some lines across Santa. Not across, but with him. Now, I know you might be thinking, how is she getting this so straight? Well, that's what I love about this ruler. I'm not looking at the back of this. I'm looking at my ruler, and I'm making sure that when I lay this down, that either the dashes or the solid lines are on the edges of it. That's how I'm getting it straight. It's not like I'm just eyeballing it and putting it on there. I am actually, there is a method to the madness, so that I make sure every time I put a line, it's straight with these. Okay. All right, Santa goes here. That stays here. I'm not going to mess with anything else. I might do something later just because this is so plain, but good for now. And then we're going to go on to the next part of this by flipping everything over. So boom and boom. This doesn't have anything else that we're going to do with it. So we're going to do some doodling on it, and then we're going to put it away. And what in the, oh, that's where you are. Okay. I had this extra little guy and couldn't figure out where to go. He goes there just like this. So you should have this 25 ready to go. And these are going to be back to back, just like that. I'm going to put a little adhesive on them so they're not fighting with each other and moving around in there. Anytime things are back to back, I like to glue them together. It doesn't need to be a ton of adhesive, but it really helps keeping everything kind of tight. And I'm not going to do anything else to this one. Santa is done. So let's throw him in there. Oh my goodness. There we go. This gets a photo mat. So I've got, I thought I had that ready. Huh. That would be a hard no. So this needs a 2.5 by 3.5 photo. So 3.5 by 2.5. Put it centered. Okay. This is done. It can get tucked in there now. the December. Let's do some stuff. All right, I'm going to do number 6. We're going to do the 2. Let's do a 1. Oh, now that's a bummer. Okay, I'm going to have to fix that. All right, we've got our lines. Now we need our dots. Now with something like that, I may decide to put an embellishment there if I can't cover it up enough with my dots. You know, mistakes happen. You just have to roll with the punches and figure out how to make it better. But look at that, I don't need to. Okay, done, done, done. Let's grab our pocket back. We're gonna stick those in there. Okay, cute, cute. Set that one aside and let's pull out our next. Oh, actually don't set it aside because we're gonna make a tag right now for this one too. So here we go. Right now you should have the Have a Merry one. And, oh. All right. Why was that in there? I have no idea. See, this actually was supposed to go here. So let me just put that in there. Don't do the 25th. That's just an extra piece. That should go in there. All right, it's late. So with the tag, we're gonna get the one that has the Santa on it and the holly, and we're gonna punch our hole. We're gonna add this red strip that we cut earlier, and I think it was 1.5 by 2.5, but let's confirm so that you know. It is 1.5 by 2.5, yes. And that is gonna go on here. Why mine's not as tall? We're gonna put the 9. We don't want to pop dot it because if we do, it's not gonna be good. Because this is gonna go in and out of a pocket. It's a lot of layers to try to pull in and out of a pocket too. So number 9, let's get our little bit of our jute. Fold it in half. Tighten one up at a time. Okay, that's good. Trim it off if they're too long. And then this is the pocket that it goes into. All right, so you made a little pocket, and I can't say like I'm in love with this idea, that's for sure. but you did. You made a little pocket, and that's going to go in there, and it's pretty tight, so you might want to trim the edges. But it's cute, even if you don't even pull it out. It is cute, but it does have the 9 on it. All right, let's set that one aside. Let's grab out the next one. So the laugh and play is done. You don't need to do anything with it. So we can turn over our page protector. We can turn over to the plaid piece. And we're going to have 2 different pieces here. We're going to have our typewriter. We're going to have our 3x4 mat. And we're going to have the number 10 that is going to go on. Now, this is a total redo for me. I do not like that the 10 is overlapping this much. There's just no reason for it. So I'm going to look at it and I'm going to be like, all right, let's figure this out. We're not going to put it there. You know, we can put the 10 somewhere else. And I'm not even going to put the 10 on this page. I'm going to put it on the next page because there's plenty of space. I don't know why they want to cover up pictures. So let's just start by adhering our 3x4 photo. And then we're gonna do Santa's list with the typewriter. Okay, and we're gonna call this one done. So it can slide in that page protector. We're gonna hold on to that 10. And we're going to put it on the next page. The next page is pretty simple. I actually added stuff to it. All right, that's good. So this right here is your next page, and it has nothing on it besides some embellishments over here. I'm going to change that because I want to do a photo, a 4x6. I'm not going to put it crooked like this is. You could if you want. I'm going to leave it straight like that. And then I'm going to put the number 10 here. Now, this is a tricky situation because I want to use this 10, but I don't want to, I mean, the documented for me, that's here nor there. So we're going to have to compromise with this one. I'm going to pop dot this one. On both instances, even the way I'm putting it, it's going to be, the 10 is going to be over top of the picture. So I'm not going to put adhesive, well, I'm going to put adhesive, but you are not going to put adhesive on part of it so that you can put a picture in there and then glue it down later. I cannot believe how sticky this stuff is. Whoa, Nelly. Oop, that can't happen. Let's trim it. Okay, great. So I've got that all popped dotted. I'm putting it pretty centered in this and straight towards the bottom, just like that, okay? And then for the 10, I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna put it here, but since it's such a big photo, covering up part of this, I don't think is a huge deal. Otherwise, you know, if you don't want to put the 10 here, because originally it's supposed to go here, and that's just too much of a small photo to be covered. I mean, I don't like it there. I don't like it here. You know, it's one of those things where I'm not loving the position of the 10. I'd rather it was probably there. Oh, I just hate how it's covering. It's just so big. So big. No, I'm going with it. I'm going to leave it right here. Don't put, for you guys, don't put any adhesive where the one is. Slide your photo in there, okay? Only do, you know, this part of it here pop dotted, and then it won't be a big deal to get your picture in. But I need to glue everything down since this is a sample. And it really, I mean, a lot of people look at these, they get manhandled. So I make sure everything is down. I'm gonna go right to the bottom. That's cute. All right. So here is that one. Super cute. Didn't have to do really much. I'm gonna turn it over and we're gonna work on the next part. So we're gonna make a pocket. We're gonna get out our 4x4 Joy, and that's gonna be on here. And then we're gonna get out our tag that says yay. Okay, well, whatever. That is gonna go in there. And then we need our number 11. The number 11 actually goes up in this corner, which I think is kind of cheesy, but it's where it goes. So I'm gonna move it. That's partly one of the things I was thinking about before is, you know, this is again another place where you could add a picture here, but since I don't like where the number 11 is, I'm gonna put it on this instead. And you could still add a small photo, but you know, you don't need to. So I didn't do any lines or anything on these. That's something that I was just thinking about. I might have to come back and do that. So for our pocket, we're gonna get that on first. We're gonna use the nice, you know, nice adhesive, nice strong adhesive. Now the Joy, none at the top. So we're gonna do the two sides. All right, pull those off. Once you do that, look at it, find the bottom, and then put one strip across the bottom. Okay, great. So we've got our pocket. Ooh, before I forget, this is where we got to use our punch. I'm glad I didn't go all crazy here. So get out your 2-inch punch. And you're going to punch partially in. Make sure you're pretty even. And give it a nice little snap. Ink, ink, ink. We're going to center this. We're going to go right above that first green line. Put it down. The holly, this one here, we need to punch a hole in. The Halia. Yeah, I don't even understand that, but you know what? I don't understand lots of things. Jute. Okay, trim them a little. Oh Lord, I have like a mess going on here. Let me clean up a little, Lord. I want a picture on this side. And that picture is 2 by 2.5. The mat is, I'm sorry. not the picture, the mat size. And then this just slides in there. It's supposed to be the other way. So kind of like that. It's cute. I'm not putting the 11 on there like the instructions say, but I am going to do some framing in with the zig writer. And my ruler. Oh, I'm going to flip this around actually because it's popped out of that picture. Be a little bit more careful with this one because that pop dotting on the other side, you know, it gets to be a little tricky. Okay. All right, cute. Okay, that one is done. You know, I like to put a photo in these too. I wouldn't mind seeing a 3x4 photo popping out of it too. Why not? So let's do that. I've got one here, so I'm just gonna cut another one. Wherever I can tuck a picture in these albums, I will. I mean, because I want as many pictures as I possibly can. And again, I'm just loving the idea of this being one where you take all, oh, well, let's just see, that it cannot be 3x4. And it is not. So let's fix it. Where you take and put pictures of, you know, different years sporadically throughout. I just think it'd be so cool and so fun to look at, actually. I'm going to my grandmother's tomorrow. I might ask to have the photos. I have a ton of Christmas pictures. She has a lot of Christmas pictures. And I would just need her help with the years, and that would be so cool. Okay, so got a little adhesive on there. Don't go crazy, people. That is it. Cute. So fun. So now the next part of this one, we're gonna get out this memories. That's super sweet. And I'm gonna put a big circle on this because I'm not journaling. It's so not happening. Just not what I like to do. And I'm going to pop dot this letter, but I'm going to do my circle first. So I'm going to do number 7. If I do end up putting pictures on this, I like the idea of how it says date, where you just kind of put some random dates with the date stamp on that. I would totally do that. That would be super cute. And just go with the theme. Okay, pop dots. I'm going to use these ones now to fill in that negative space. Pull off the sides. Super sticky. Okay, there we go. That side is good for me. Now I'm going to flip it over, and actually they don't have us doing anything on this side. My Christmas list, I would definitely probably put a photo there just because there's no reason not to. So I'm going to do it because it is plain and they don't have anything on it. No reason for that. So 3x4 photo is what I'm going to use. I like to keep the sizes somewhat consistent. And I keep saying photo, but just so we're clear, it's the matte paper. The photo is always going to be a 1/4 inch smaller, height and width. Now, do I want to pop dot that too? I do. There's not a lot of pop dotting going on at the moment, so we're leaving things pretty flat. So anything that's kind of not in a page protector, I like to try to pop dot with stuff like this. I'm going to be sad when I run out of this because you know what? I didn't bring more than I got this though. Okay, I'm still good. So fast. Okay, so let's center it in here. That is good. Okay, that's going to be it for this one. The next one, we're going to pull out the page that has the 2 3x4s, 2 in the top, 2 in the bottom. And let's just kind of walk through what we need. So we're going to need the Buffalo Plaid and the flower print. Make sure it's going the right way before you start doing anything or putting flowers in it, okay? Those are going to be in the opposite corners. The Holly Jolly 3x4 card that has the green dots on the other side is going to be here. And the Christmas tree stamp one is going to be right there. Make sure you ink the back sides of these and the front because it is, it's all, we're using both sides of it. Uh-oh, here comes another cat. Okay, these right here, these are going to be 2.5 by 3.5. Yes, 2.5 by 3.5. That's perfect. And we're going to put them on there. This is a pretty simple one. So let's start with our photos. Going to center them on the flower paper. All right, we're going to put the number 12 here. That's going to be flat because it's in the page protector. And it's going to go right above the Holly Jolly. Actually, it's going to go lower. It's going to cover that up. Let's cover that up. And we'll put different embellishments. So that is it for this side. Let's pick these up. Flip over our page protector and then flip over our pieces. So we've got this, 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 and that. Always check to make sure you're straight. You know, once you pick these up, don't, you know, make that kind of mistake. And then for our next set, we're going to do a border across the Buffalo Plaids. And we're going to do the 13 here. These are going to get pictures. So let's take care of the pictures first. Oh, can't drop it in. It needs to be the other side. Okay, let's get this done. So this is the 1x3 that we cut earlier, and it's going to go probably about 1 inch from the bottom. So 1/3 up, and then that is good. We can stick that inside the top pocket until we start to do the stickers. There we go. Let's finish this one. Might as well put this one away since it's finished also. And there's the last one. So get that 1x3 red dot. 1/3 from the bottom. And then the number 13 is going to go on top of that. Okay, good. I didn't do any lines or drawing on this one either. I'm not going to. I'm going to wait and see. So that is done, guys. Here, let me just look at that again. There we go. There we go. Okay. Next one, you need your page protector. That is the 2 4x6s. We're to get the magic of the season. We're gonna also get the piece that we did that had the scoring, and that's gonna go up here. It's got a photo inside, so we need this. Let's pull out the rest of it. It's got a red stripe that goes inside. This is number 14. And let's just start with this. So this one's super simple. We don't have to do absolutely anything to it. It just goes in the bottom. So we'll just leave it out until we're ready to do the next side. This right here, these need to be corner rounded. So let's grab the corner rounder. If you do not already have this done, you can do it now. Perfect. Once you do that, make sure you ink those edges. The number 14 is going to go here. And since it's not in a page protector, I'm going to pop dot it. That stuff is so sticky, it's actually sticking to my Teflon tape, which nothing sticks to the Teflon tape, supposedly. Nothing. Let's see. I'm going to get the smaller one to go on this. This is hanging on the page, or yeah, on the top of this flap. So I want to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere when people touch that to pull it up to look at the picture inside. Okay, perfect. All right, pull off the opposite side. This stuff actually comes off pretty easy too. Sometimes I really have to fight with this stuff because of my nails, but I don't know, doing pretty good. By the way, what a mess they are. Need to get done. Oops. Okay. Oh, I got a little bit here, so we got to get rid of that. That will look terrible. There we go. We're going to put that real close to the right-hand side, right at the bottom. We're going to open it up, and we're going to take the red. We're going to put that across the middle of the bottom part. So this is the red dot. That's 2 by 6. And then I've got the picture. Okay. So the picture is going to go right in the center there. There we go. And that's going to be it for right now. So we're going to drop this in the top pocket. Oh, well, no, we're not, because we have to decorate the back side. Sorry. So that's how we're going to look for right now. But this does need some of the lines. So I think I'm going to do that and maybe a small circle on here real quick, because this stuff's too busy. Whenever you're doing these lines and circles like this, make sure you're not doing it on a pattern that's way too busy where you're not going to be able to see what you were trying to achieve. Because that certainly defeats the purpose. I'm going to do the small template. Okay, let's go ahead and get the dots on there. That side. Okay. Good, good. Oh, no, sorry. All right, so that's gonna be good for this side. We're gonna look at the next side now, and let's pick these up. Flip over the page protector. This goes here, and that goes there. And this is a pretty simple one. We're just going to put a picture here, a picture there, and the 15. Now the 15, they have it up here like this, and I think that's, again, it's everything they're doing is over the pictures, which is making me a little nuts. So let's see, is it better down here? Yes, it is. I think what I'm going to do those, because they have this picture of 3.5 by 3.5, but really I don't see it necessary. I like to keep them kind of similar. So I'm going to cut this down to that size so that they are the same size. And then that 15 fits where they're asking us to put it just fine. So this is a 3.5 by 3.5. And I want it the same size. So this is a, actually that's too big too. It needs to be a 3.5 by a 2.5 to fit this the way I want it to. Where is my ink? There we go. Now I want another one of those. So 3.5 by 2.5. We're going to put this down here about the Buffalo Plaid, kind of, you know, about 1/4 inch, top, bottom, and side. And then this one is going to go on the opposite side. And the same thing. Let's, oops, let's get that off there. Let's make sure that we do about 1/4 inch, top and side. There we go. And then the 15, I'm gonna put right here, and I'm not gonna pop dot it, or I could pop dot it and put it on the outside of the page, but not necessary. Maybe something else will go out there. All right, line it up with the bottom. And that's it. So this, we're going to open up and drop in so that it's like this on one side and it's like that on another. Surprise! This actually has room for other photos too, so that's an option, but doesn't need it. We're pretty photo heavy at the moment. And then we've got the season going here like that. That's pretty. And then here we go. This is going to have a big embellishment, but for us, we are done. We can set this one aside and get ready to do the next one.